What's going on, everyone? My name is Nicholas Merton here at DataDash, and today is July 6th of 2021. Well, folks, I hope you are having a fantastic day wherever you are. And in today's video, I want to cut straight to the chase and talk about something that I don't think many people are focusing on within crypto, and that is the growing dichotomy between the performance of altcoins versus Bitcoin, even in what supposedly is a bear market in many people's minds. So I want to go ahead and not only propose the idea that we're just merely in a mid-cycle correction, but outside of that as well, talk a little bit about the performance in altcoins throughout the price action and what we have to work with. So let's go ahead and dive straight into it, guys. Starting off here, we've got to focus it on Bitcoin. Now, I know a lot of people out there in the market, whether you're convinced that it's a bear market or a mere mid-cycle correction, a lot of people are bitter right now. A lot of people are upset, and it's understandable, especially if you've been putting your focus, not only your focus or maybe your investments entirely, into Bitcoin as an asset. I understand the frustration of it. I've had all my eggs in one basket before, and when I do that, or I've done that before in the past, you get caught in that situation where, well, your asset is stagnant, it's either correcting, maybe it's performing upward, but it's not doing as well as the other players. And the bottom line is this, that overall Bitcoin is still looking okay here. It's not really selling off to any dramatic degree. We're still here where we were back here in May of 2021, so a month and a half later, keeping a relatively neutral tone with a slight downward decline of generally lower highs and generally lower lows, one in which we haven't set here since back on the 22nd of June. So it might be very well that we're sitting for a trend reversal. We've had a lot of different higher lows here within the relative price range, so I'm not here to be bearish on Bitcoin, right? In fact, overall, I think that Bitcoin's going to slowly start to build back a pattern of recovery going over the next coming weeks and months, right? I do think that it's going to take, at a minimum, the summer to be able to start to reclaim anywhere above this resistance range, and then going into the fall, we might have a chance, and possibly into the winter, where we can recover back to these highs. I don't see us going through some farther out crazy correction, but I want to spend some time to talk more about the topic of today, which is who's leading the market? What plays out there are really shining? One of the projects that's at the top of my list for my watch list here on TradingView, that's up 18% over the last couple of hours, now in a full 24-hour cycle, is Unibright. All right. Now, you guys know I'm an advisor to the project, so I got a little bit of bias here, but it's one of the plays that I actually do watch here on the market, and here's my watch list here. You got a ton of plays here up in green territory, some plays up in double-digit territory, and we don't even have the full crypto market list here. But you can see here that Unibright in this case, just over the last 24 hours, is up over 18.6%. Over the last 3 previous days, up 21.53%, and before that, 11.71%. So you can see that this general accumulation period, like a lot of altcoins have been in, this period of kind of low volume, but periods of time where the markets are calm, no one's buzzing about everything, and the smart money is accumulating, then price action really starts to take off here because of the shortage in supply. Right? And you can see here that it came down right on previous resistance, made as new significant support, just like how we made support here to previous range that was resistance and support here, and also, if we go all the way back, previous general support here, all right? So you can start to see here UBT is one of many tokens that are starting to take off here, but it's not just UBT, you've got a variety of plays. Uni in this case, right? A lot of people told me very confidently, Nick, you got to get out of Uni in this case. You know, the market's not in a good condition. You need to get out of altcoins. And Uni's back up here to 65,800 sats, right back to where it was back here on May 25th, right back to where it was here on April 25th of 2021, and right back to where it was here on May 10th of 2021, right before the sell-off, right? This thing's ripping higher. If you guys want to see the dollar value in this case, right, just to see where we're at $22 here, right back to where we were back here in March, right? This is the logarithmic chart. And again, we focused on not selling into peak fear. So many people tend to want to go ahead and just sell right when things are at peak capitulation, and everyone's telling them it's going to get worse than this. But we didn't really sell anything. We held on to our positions. We held on to our conviction to altcoins. And this was a big thing we promoted within the Dash report. Now, if you guys haven't checked it out yet, it's a great way you guys can support the channel. It's a newsletter that we produce that covers crypto, equities, commodities, and Forex markets. And the great thing is that a lot of plays, right, Again, there's a lot of plays here that are starting to lead the market in the altcoin space that we've been consistent on. We've been focusing on liquid cryptocurrencies that have derivatives markets built around them. Right? We've been looking for the cryptos in this case that are going to showcase solidified value creation and also have mass market scale and adoption. Plain and simple. And we haven't been focusing on trying to find that small cap gem. It's been a big focus of this month's edition. So if you guys want to read into that, I highly recommend you check into it. But it just kind of showcases the philosophy we showcase, which is anywhere from 6-month to year-long or multi-year-long time frame investments to be able to make major gains on a few select trades in the market. Almost near investments rather than trades, so we're not entering into the market day in and day out. Obviously, another play here, right? Breaking out significantly. I'm just taking a look here, whether you're looking at the logarithmic or the standard chart, you can see here we're entering into yet another major cycle here. Obvious had 2 of these so far this year, where we went from down here at 3,000 sats all the way up to nearly 15,000 sats, came back down to 6,000, came up here to over 15,000 sats. Or sorry, I apologize. The trading view always shrinks it in this case. 1,500,000 sats, and then we also have down here at 600,000 sats to where we are here now at 1 million sats. And I think this is going to continue to climb up. In this case overall, we had a similar support range here, at least testing up here to 1.4 million sats. Markets are looking quite good here, right? Now I want to go ahead and talk about the broader trend because, in this case, Uni, UBT, Aave, they're just some of the plays in the market that are doing well. There's a lot of cryptocurrencies here that are starting to enter into double-digit territory. You got a lot of plays like synthetics. We've got a position in synthetics as well. But a big promoter of a few different protocols in this case, or a big supporter of some of the protocols built on synthetics, such as D-Hedge. There's Sushi Swap, as we talked about, Aave, Compound. We've got plays like Thorchain, Avalanche, Curve Token, MakerDAO, Decentraland, Yearn Finance, Harmony, PancakeSwap, a vast majority of these in double-digit territory being within the DeFi sector, in the altcoin space, in the Ethereum ecosystem. You can see the 7-day performance speaks to this trend even more. A lot of those same plays holding up at the top. Now, as everyone's been looking at the Bitcoin chart, I try to make sure to focus on a variety of other trends that people aren't watching. And one of them that I think everyone just thought was doom and gloom that was set to collapse after its peak, or at least its relative peak here, in May 19th of 2021, was altcoin dominance. I had a lot of people in the market out there saying I was crazy in this case for staying consistent on my positions, that I should, kind of FUD out of my positions, sell off my crypto. Everyone was saying that, Nick, isn't it time to get out? And my whole point to this sole argument is, well, 2 things. There's 2 arguments you need to keep in mind. First off, how are we so certain that altcoins are done rallying, right? If you're convicted that it's a bear market, right, in that case, you've kind of set up your mind, if you're that confident of it. But the conviction that I always stood by is, how do we know yet? We haven't gotten the clear trend reversal signs. We had a drop here, a new relative low, right? We're waiting here for lower highs and then a lower low below that low. We didn't get that. We actually had a higher low here. And what we generally call this in this case, and just sometimes you get more of a linear structure to it and call it a wedge, you generally have this higher low, lower high structure that's coiling price. It is a neutral trend. So overall, we have not gotten the confirmation that altcoins are going to roll over and fade over and die. In this case, as Bitcoin maybe rallies higher, or that we enter into a multi-year bear market. We're not seeing that. In fact, we're seeing quite the contrary, that altcoin dominance has gained 3 percentage points over the last couple of days. And a lot of that dominance, sure, some of it is going to Ethereum, mind you, in this case. Ethereum has continued to hold up nicely against Bitcoin since back here in late June. Right? ETH has played a role in it. But there's a lot of small and mid-cap cryptos that have entered into double or triple-digit territory over these past couple weeks, who've made some significant gains and recoveries from their May and June lows. So it's important not to get too caught up in the fear of the market. And sometimes not even the fear of the market, but the fear that is derived from the silence and the stagnation in the market. I understand that feeling all too well, guys. I've been there before. And especially with some of the expectations that we can build living through the euphoric phases of the bull markets, right? It can blind us from the opportunity that lies right on the horizon. We just have to be a little bit more patient for and hold to our convictions for, right? Again, just a little thought experiment here is to just talk about where we're at and the sentiment. And I think this is something that I think will help people really get the picture here, right? You can share this with family, friends, whatever. But the major thing that I was talking about is, the market cap for crypto is at 1.4 trillion. This is including Bitcoin. It's including every single altcoin, $1.4 trillion. I know it sounds like a lot of money. I mean, it'd be great to have $1.4 trillion of wealth, right? You can do pretty much anything you can think about in the world. But crypto is a diverse ecosystem with tons of different investors. And the crazy thing is that at a $1.4 trillion valuation, it doesn't even, really show up on the radar when you're talking about major markets such as precious metals, gold, silver, palladium, everything combined. You're talking about $13 to $14 trillion of value, mainly gold. You take a look at fixed income assets, bonds, treasuries. You're looking at over $100 trillion there. And then currency markets, over $100 trillion markets, and just the paper and digital money in circulation. That's not to mention equity markets at over $100 trillion. You've got a whole variety of different asset classes that don't even compare in the size of crypto. What market do you think is more likely to double or triple or quadruple or 5 or 10x in scale over the next couple of years? It's crypto. Even with a potential bear market, even with a potential further correction, it really doesn't matter. And the great thing is that just proves to this point is that during these periods of time where valuations are favorable, when the market has corrected, sentiment is still low. That's what lets you know that it's the right point to generally get bullish on the market. I'm not going to tell you guys to buy anything or to make any type of investment that you can't sustain on or that would cause major risk to you financially. I'm not here to do that. I'm not here to tell you to go FOMO into a specific cryptocurrency. What I'm here to showcase to you all here clearly today is that it's important not to get caught up in one central data feed. It's important not to get caught on one particular asset to showcase the performance of a broader asset class. I saw one thing that a lot of people were promoting, and that was going through the data science models of crypto. And everyone was looking for something to confirm that, yes, this was the market top, this was the clear top, and now we're going into a bear market to play into the fear. And a lot of people pointed to the pi cycle indicator. And you can look into a lot of these things if you go to look into bitcoin.com. It's a free website. It's a really great website. You can get a lot of different types of data science models. But a lot of people are saying this proves right here that we're in a bear market. One data science model out of dozens. And I don't mean to be rude, guys, because I've had that same problem where I focused on one particular thing. But the bottom line is this: the more range you can get a perspective on the market, not per se more of the charts you look at, right? It is good to get a perspective across the board on the market and on longer term time frames. That's really what matters, at least if you're investing and trading like us, on macro, longer term time frames. But the more insight you can get into the broader market, the better it will be for your mindset. And you'll realize that, even Bitcoin, still holding where it was at here in February. Okay. Sure, it's not up here in April. Sure, it's not that juicy $65,000 Bitcoin, but still making a lot of progress. And not to mention, after a rally that really started kind of back here in September, around 10,000. We're doing quite fine. Just don't find yourself 2 steps behind in a market that knows how to play your emotions. If you don't let them do that, you'll win just as much as they do. Anyways, I've rambled on enough. Again, guys, if you like this kind of macro discussion, I don't mean to do the shameless promotion here, but if you guys are interested, down in the description, we've got the Dash report. If you're someone who's probably at the end of this video, hopefully you will enjoy my written content as much as you do my video content. I try to kind of combine all of the major information that I think is valuable to watch, not just in crypto, but in the broader macro markets, and sometimes how they're correlated. And I try to present it in a very valuable newsletter that's over 20-something pages. So if you guys are interested, please feel free to give it a shot. If you're a bit skeptical on it, you're always welcome in this case to ask for one of the previous editions from maybe 2 or 3 months ago, where you can take a dive through the market and just see how we analyze it. The style is relatively the same. Anyways, guys, hope you're having a fantastic day wherever you are, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care, everyone.